Welcome SRT4 enthusiasts, I'm Alex the car guy here and I'm gonna be doing the starter on the SRT4. The starter location is kind of interesting on this car. It is located below the manifold. You can kind of see it if I peek down, so you're really not gonna be able to approach this from the top. I lift the car and I approach this from the bottom. There are two ways I found of doing this. One of them is kind of the long way, and that's the way that the factory manual describes, which is basically removing all the items that you see here, including the intake manifold, not this whole thing right here, but the front part, the throttle body section. And by removing the throttle body section, you get access to one last bolt that holds the starter in place. So first, I'm going to demonstrate how to do the starter based on how the factory manual says, and then after I'll show you the shortcut method that I have used. I do prefer the long method just because when I remove the throttle body, I install brand new seals and O-rings, but if the other one is also good for when I'm in a pinch and I want to get it done faster. So let's take a look at it. I first remove the intake to get access to the top starter bolt before moving to the bottom of the car. Moving to the starter, the black connector can be removed by depressing and then pulling on it. The red connector is held by a 13mm nut. I then remove this bolt right here. I then remove this bolt, and I loosen the top one on the manifold. Going back to the top of the car, you'll notice that I have disconnected this pressure pipe and have moved it out of the way. Now it's time to remove the throttle body. There are two bolts that hold the bracket that hold the accelerator cable in place. With the bolts removed, the accelerator cable can be pulled out and the entire assembly can be pushed out of the way. Before removing the throttle body, I unplug these two vacuum hoses. In addition, the TPS and IAC connectors must also be unplugged. The throttle body can now be removed by removing the final two bolts. Almost there. Removing the throttle body will give me access to remove this bolt entirely. Yes, we can finally get to this bolt. The starter can now carefully be pulled out. Now let's check out the shortcut method. Here I use a combination wrench to turn this jerk bolt. As the bolt comes out, I keep pulling and pushing away the starter. This gives me the ability to continue to turn the bolt until the starter is completely free without having to remove the throttle body. For this method to work, it is important to remember that this should be the last bolt to be removed. Once the starter is free from the bolt, I can pull it out as normal. Reinstallation is the reverse of the removal. I then torque the bottom bolt and retighten the top one. While I'm down here, I'm gonna reconnect the black plug and the positive lead, which is contained within the red housing. Then it's just a matter of reinstalling the 13mm nut and torquing to spec. Time to reinstall and torque this bolt facing the driver's side of the car. Moving to the top of the car, it is time to reinstall the jerk bolt. This bolt normally can only be torqued with the throttle body removed. If I don't remove the throttle body, I will just tighten to German spec, good and tight. I'm also installing a brand new gasket for the front section of the throttle body.
With the throttle body installed, I can now reinstall the intercooler to throttle body hose. Now it's just a matter of reconnecting all the vacuum lines that I previously unplugged. I also replug all the connectors that I had unhooked in the beginning.
Well, that's it for this episode of Autofun, guys. I have a lot more SRT4 videos coming up, so subscribe if you haven't done so, and thanks for watching. See you on the next one.